So hello everyone, welcome to YourPedia platform. So my today video is related to one of the Maharatna public sector, that is the GAIL India Limited. The recruitment is for the senior manager, senior engineer for various branches. Some other domains are also there, so I'm going to cover that. Roughly 250 plus vacancies are there, and this video, this video is going to cover two components. First one is I'm going to cover about the recruitment process for each and everything, for each and every domain. What is the this experience required, what is the education qualification required, what is the age criteria, what is the selection process. I'm going to cover to that. In the second part, I'm going to cover about how you have to prepare for the group discussion and the interview. So watch this video accordingly. If you want to know about the recruitment, then the first component, about the second component, about the second part, that will be related to your this preparation for the group discussion and the interview. Because ये जो आपका जॉब है सीनियर इंजीनियर का, that is for the experience post. एक्सपीरियंस पोस्ट के लिए, so when we are going for any job which is related to the experience, so उसके requirements थोड़ा सा different होती है. So I'm going to cover that. So that, but that will be in the second part. So first of all, let us cover about the recruitment. So this is the GAIL. It is opportunity for various discipline in the grade of E1 and E2. E1 E2 के लिए महारत्ना public sector है. For senior manager for renewable, it is the 6 vacancies. For senior manager boil operation 3. For mechanical, it is 30. For electrical, it is 6. So you can go through that. For chemical, it is 36. And then for senior engineer in GAIL again 5. Sometime GAIL का जो recruitment है वो separate आता है, लेकिन इस बार इसमें इन्होंने combine कर दिया. So fire and safety again 20, because this we deals with the this oil sector, natural gas. So fire safety is very important aspect for these organizations like IOCL, HPCL. बहुत बड़ा role है. For fire and safety it is 20. For CNP this is 22. Then for civil it is 11. For marketing it is 22. Marketing again oil sector, so many competitors are there in terms of public sector, government, and then this private. So marketing is also one of the very important domain for any organization. So 22. Then finance and accounts, then 36. Human resource 23. Law 22. So I'm going to cover in the second stage where I'm going to cover about the GDN interview. मैं उसमें सारे एक्सपेक्ट कवर करके चलेंगे हम लोग हर फैक्टर को. It is not only related to the domain specific. It is not like that I'm going to cover only the engineering part. I'm going to cover all the components, especially when we talk about how to prepare for the interview. For senior officer, for this corporate communication, laboratory, security, official language, these respective vacancies are there. So total 261 vacancies are there. So out of these, some PWD category under out of these 18 vacancies are reserved for the PWD. किसके लिए कितना है वो यहाँ पे mention किया हुआ है. Then this abbreviation whatever is being used in this particular thing. Now come to the education qualification and the experience required, because when we talk about the senior, that E1 E2 grade, then the experience is required. So for post of renewable energy, then pay scale is also mentioned, upper age limit is mentioned, and your bachelor degree should be in chemical, electrical, electronics, power, electronics, instrumentation, mechanical. Means roughly all the major branches are already are eligible to apply for this, but you should have 1 year experience in these particular domain. You can go through that. Similarly, for this boiler operations, branches like chemical, mechanical, electrical with 60%, certificate proficiency as boiler operation engineer, that is very important, and this experience is required. So similarly for mechanical, means roughly 1 year minimum experience is required if you have to apply for this particular post. For all the branches, 1 year experience is required for all the branches. For this CNP, for this fire and safety, for civil, 1 year experience is required. Now let us see what is for the finance and accounts. For marketing, yes, again 1 year experience is required. What is the requirement? 65%. And with any bachelor degree in engineering, bachelor degree in any branch, with a 2 year MBA with specialization in marketing, oil and gas, petroleum energy, energy and infrastructure, with 1 year experience in this particular domain. So this is the combination basically they are looking for it for the marketing. Similarly for the finance and accounts, CA, CMA or BCom with this much of percentage, and with 2 year MBA with specialization in finance. Means if you have BCom, MBA 2 year in finance, 65% plus this experience, also you are eligible, right? So these criteria. Similarly also graduate in engineering, that is BTech with 2 year MBA specialization in finance, also eligible with 1 year required experience. So this is required. Similarly for HR also, this is the qualification requirement. You can go through that. For law also, this is the requirement. You should have the graduate degree in any discipline with 60% marks plus bachelor degree and bachelor degree in law LLB with minimum 3 year of professional course with minimum 60% plus 1 year experience accordingly. So read these qualification requirements and experience requirements very carefully, right? So next come to the relaxation and other things about the selection criteria, your CGPA, all these things are mentioned there. BE, BTech, ME, MTech, these combined modules are all combined qualifications are also eligible for that, right? So what is the requirement for individually? Just go through this document very carefully. Age relaxation for category wise, this is mentioned over there. Otherwise minimum was 28 respectively, and your pay scales, initial, basic, and then the fully pay scale will be this. Now next come to the very important part, which is going to be your selection criteria, because selection criteria के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा doubts होते हैं कि सर इसमें written होगा नहीं होगा, directly ये GD GT के लिए बुलाएंगे, क्या criteria, that is very important. So this is the selection process. See, they have clearly mentioned the next process will be depending upon directly that how many candidates have applied for that. It will totally depend upon that, right? Otherwise the criteria is selection process will involve group discussion and or interview before the selection committee for all the posts except the following. For the following the criteria is something different. Otherwise group discussion and or, see, interview will be there, interview will be there, group discussion will be there or not, interview will be written will be there or not, that depends upon the number of candidates who have been applied for that. It is totally depending upon that. What is the if you ask us that what is the criteria, see, it is again depending upon what is there last year happened last year. See, it depends upon the how many number of candidates applied, that also depending upon the number of vacancies. So if the number of vacancies are high, more people will apply. If the number of vacancies are less, comparatively less people apply for that, less people interested for that, then in that case directly GD interview or directly interview will be there. Otherwise in case of your, if the vacancies are more, like in this HR, this finance, this civil, mechanical vacancies are huge, then there are chances they may go for the one additional round also, right? So this is very important. Now come to the second stage, which is the your how you have to prepare for the group discussion, how you have to prepare for the interview. You know that YourPedia is India's largest platform which will prepare you that for the GD and the interview part. See, about the group discussion, it is all about practice. Definitely yes, you must be aware about some of the topics related to the group discussion. लेकिन एक चीज मान के चलना कि जब भी आप एक्चुअल में ग्रुप डिस्कशन में बैठते हैं, there are more than 70-80% chances are there that you don't have any knowledge about the topic. ये assume करके चलना and prepare accordingly. And how you have to prepare this thing, that if you don't have any idea about the group discussion topic, then how you will be able to speak over that, how you can conquer that, this group discussion, that can only be done by the practice. Just try to attend as much as mock sessions as possible. Otherwise yes, relevant these topics and will with their explanation will also be provided. Now come to the interview part. See, whenever there is an interview for the experience post, three most important components are there. First one is your introduction, very very important. What were you doing from the when you have graduated, or what is the minimum qualification requirement over there? From there till today, what are you doing? From the last 3 years, last 4 years, last 5 years, from last 2 years, what are you doing? Very important thing. So in the introduction you have to mention very interesting things over there, such that कि जो नेक्स्ट इंट्रोडक्शन खत्म होने के बाद जो 3-4 क्वेश्चंस है वो वहीं से आने चाहिए. दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो इंट्रोडक्शन इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट फॉर एनी इंटरव्यू. सो व्हाट यू हैव टू स्पीक ओवर देयर, व्हाट यू डू नॉट टू स्पीक ओवर देयर, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. Second component is your HR part, and secondly also that introduction also varies from person to person. If somebody is having the experience of 5 years, somebody is having the experience of 1 year, introduction will be totally different. Secondly, about the HR part, if you are already working, this is the experience post, you are already working, why you want to leave that? You have already spent 4 years with this company, why you want to leave that? What negatives you had experienced in your last company? So many questions. Why you want to leave that? Why GAIL? Why not any other organization? Why public sector? How you find yourself as the best suitable candidate for this post? So many questions they are going to ask you. This is the HR part. And the third part, that is a technical domain. See, now it depends upon that how much experience you have. If your experience is, let us suppose, 1 year only, or near to 1 year, 1.5 year, then they are going to expect, they are going to ask the question from your job experience. That will be there whenever there is experience post. They ask you from your job experience. But if your experience is 1.5 year, then they can also expect very basic understanding about the subjects with which that you were dealing. जिस भी टॉपिक से आप डील कर रहे हैं, जिस भी डोमेन में आप वर्क कर रहे हैं, उसके रिलेटेड वो बेसिक एक्सपेक्ट करता है. बट अगर आपका एक्सपीरियंस इज लेट अस फॉर 3 years 5 years, then your complete interview will go into your job experience part. So for the job experience, what they are going to ask you, this is very important. Now again, to prepare for all these things, what they can expect, what they are going to ask you, how you have to judge that, how you can know these things, again by going for the mock sessions. Once you start going for the mock session, then only automatically the question will come. Because somebody asked me, people ask me that, sir, do you have the list of questions which were being asked last year? Yes, we have the question which were being asked last year, but the question varies person to person. See, this question is very common. Why you want to join GAIL? Why you want to leave your previous organization? Is there any standard answer for that? No. Answer varies from person to person. Similarly, questions also varies from person to person. और अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं कि क्या जब आप इंटरव्यू के लिए जाते हैं एक्चुअल में, तो क्या उन्होंने सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस अपने पास रखे होते हैं जो उन्होंने पूछने हैं? नहीं. सिमिलरली, जब आप कभी भी मॉक के लिए जाएंगे तो क्या सेट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस मेंटर ने रखे होंगे अपने पास? नहीं. जब आपका इंट्रोडक्शन स्टार्ट होगा, वहीं से तो यार सारा स्टोरी स्टार्ट होता है, वहीं से तो क्वेश्चन जो फ्रेम होने ऑटोमेटिकली स्टार्ट होते हैं. सो दिस कम्स बाय द एक्सपीरियंस. सो द ओनली वे टू प्रिपेयर फॉर द इंटरव्यू is by going for the mock session as much as possible. 1 or 2 session is not going to solve the purpose. You have to go for the multiple number of sessions, because when you go for the multiple sessions with multiple mentors, then only multiple variety of questions comes out automatically, and then you will answer that. You will stuck over there. आप झूठ भी बोलोगे, ब्लफ मारोगे, आपको लगेगा मेरा सही गया, मैंने कन्विंस कर दिया, मे बी शायद उसको, they are very experienced person. ऐसा नहीं होता है. So in the end you get the feedback. That feedback is the most important part for any mock sessions, either GD, either the interview. There is a scope of improvement, and that improvement may be in terms of your knowledge, and that improvement may be in terms of your personality, your communication, and your your how you have basically speaking over there. That is there. Communication का मतलब कभी भी लैंग्वेज से नहीं होता है. कम्युनिकेशन का लैंग्वेज नहीं है, और लैंग्वेज बैरियर जो है वो हट चुके हैं. ओवरऑल ऑब्जेक्टिव जो इस इंटरव्यू का रहता है, जो इंटरव्यूअर होते हैं, जो आपसे पूछते हैं क्वेश्चन, तो ओवरऑल ऑब्जेक्टिव यही है, आर यू ए सूटेबल कैंडिडेट फॉर दिस पोस्ट? क्या आपका जो जॉब एक्सपीरियंस है वो इस जॉब के लिए हेल्प कैसे करेगा, डायरेक्टली डायरेक्टली. सो ओवरऑल ऑब्जेक्टिव वो ये जानने का कोशिश करेगा कि क्या आप इस जॉब के लिए सूटेबल कैंडिडेट हैं, वाई यू वांट टू ज्वाइन गेल, एंड वाई यू आर इंटरेस्टेड फॉर दिस गेल. ये सारी चीजें, और पिछला जॉब आपने क्यों छोड़ना है, ये 3-4 चीजें होते हैं जो आपसे वो by asking various different type of question they will ask you, right? तो इस तरीके से प्रिपेयर करो. You can join YourPedia for any of the mock sessions for GAIL or for any of the public sector. You can go for the mock sessions of YourPedia. If you have any query, this contact number is mine. You can call me directly and you can discuss with me. Thank you and all the best to all of you.